recently I've been really aware of something really similar where I've been spending a lot of time with a few members from my church, just around my age. We're doing ministry, we're in worship together, we're doing all these different things together. And it's been beautiful to watch of one, like the history we have with each other as friends, of growing up together, of now being adults together, but then also our history in ministry, like in the presence of God together, of like what we've experienced. And still to this day, where one day we'll be leading worship somewhere, and then the next day we're playing like pickleball or something, you know?
Oh, you're pickleballers. Okay.
Oh, we're pickleballers. And it's so fun to have that relationship with people of like, this is truly like church. This is doing life with each other, like all across the board, just doing all the things together.
Well, let me ask you about that.
Yes.
Because I came into I'm in a bunch of different worship leader groups, and somebody on Facebook had asked a question, and they were essentially saying like that they had been a part of their church community for a long time. They'd been on the worship team for a long time. They needed to step away for a little bit, and they just felt like, oh, nobody cared that I was gone. Nobody reached, like that feeling of like, oh, I feel like I'm plugged in here, but now I don't really feel like I am, and like dealing with some hurt around that. I'm curious how in your world, like how has that played out? Like, how have you connected beyond just, oh, we're on the worship team together?
You have to be incredibly intentional with it.
And when you say you, who are you talking about?
Myself.
Right.
Like, it is up to me to be intentional to like, if I've recognized a relationship that I want, or this is just me, I'm driven with just intimate relationships. Like, I love having relationships with people. So I know that if I've met someone new, I cherish us being able to go deeper than what we have going on currently. And so I will be the one to initiate a hangout. I will be the one to initiate going out to have coffee, to go have dinner, to do something. Like, it'll be one-sided for a while until it's recognized on the other end. Like, that's been my experience. And sometimes it's not recognized. And that's where it's sad, where you kind of have to make that decision of, am I still willing to put in the effort and it being one-sided, or am I going to let this go? Like, and that's okay. Like, sometimes not all friendships, not all relationships are going to work out, and you just kind of have to be okay with that, and process that internally and cry, just sometimes. But I think it really is just your intentionality. It's the decision that you make. Are you willing to be the one to host maybe for the first several hangouts? Are you willing to be the one that hosts all of the hangouts before maybe someone initiates it?
I think churches can be great at superficial connection of like, oh, hey, I know you. I shake your hand. We talk about something, but we don't really talk about anything. And then we leave, and then we go about it like, oh, why aren't we best friends? And It's like, no, it's just kind of this other relationship. Like, I tend to want to be like, I'm like, let's get this small talk over with so we can talk about some real stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And, but I understand not everybody's like that. But in church, I think it is very easy to kind of just keep things really surface level. But I often feel like if I'm recognizing that I'm not connecting with somebody, I'm almost getting in the way of somebody that they will really connect with. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, okay, like I can pretend that I'm having, that we're getting along and this is all going great. Or I can go like, dude, it's totally okay that I've named 7 things that I'm into and you don't like any of them.
Yep.
And I don't even understand half
that
the
we're
words
not going to be besties.
Right. It's okay. I can still love you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like as a person, but maybe we're not going to be best friends, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a challenge. It's a hard thing to walk.
For sure.